Hello friends, today we are going to learn the concept of communication. Communication as a part of management process. Today we are going to focus on what is mean by communication and what are the different category of communication network that can be possible to apply. So let's start learning with the definition of a communication. The first definition of communication, that communication means exchange of information among the individual working in a organization. So communication, simply said, exchange of information. We have some data, we have some information. If we share that information and data with other person who are working in the same organization with us, then it is considered as a communication. So from this definition we can say that sharing of information among the people of a company is considered as a communication. Let's try to understand same thing with the help of another one definition, that communication is exchange of fact, idea, opinion and emotion by two or more person. So communication once again is a exchange, it is a sharing of a four things. What are that four things? Fact, idea, opinion and emotion. Fact, that means a real data or a real information. Idea, that means the innovation or some creativity which is held by a person. Opinion, that means view of a person regarding something. And emotion, that means a feeling, sharing of a feeling. So when you make a sharing, when you give a information about this four parameter, fact, idea, opinion and emotion to the other person, as well as you are receiving same thing from the other person, then that particular thing is considered as a communication. Last but not least, communication is defined as a process of passing information and understanding from one person to other person. So communication is a process, and that process include the two different steps. The first one, passing information. You are giving the information to someone, and with that information you are also try to create understanding in the mind of that person. So that process is considered as a communication. So when this two particular step is taken place between a two person or more than two person, then also it is considered as a communication. So from this three particular definition we can say that communication, that means giving information as well as receiving information, and that process is happen between a two or more person, then that particular process is considered as a communication. Now let's jump on the main topic, that is a communication network. So starting with the definition of communication network. Communication network is a sum total of various interrelated and interdependent channel through which information flow among the members of an organization. So communication network is a summation. It is we can say that it is a sum total of various channel. Now what is the characteristic of that channel? Channel are interrelated and interdependent. We have created numbers of channels among the people of organization, and all that channel is dependent on each other and related with each other. And by making a summation of all that channel which is created from the top level till the bottom level of management, then that particular summation or that particular structure is considered as a communication network. Normally in organization, for passing the information or for sharing the information, they are creating four different kinds of communication network. The first one, that is a circle communication network. Second, chain communication network. Third, wheel communication network. And last but not least, free flow or a free channel of communication network. Starting with the first one, circle communication network. A communication network where people are making a communication in circular format. Just focused on this diagram, they are making a communication in this way. They are passing the information in a circular way. So starting with the explanation, in circle communication, each person is able to communicate with the two other person, and that two other person one is on a right hand side and another one that is on the left hand side. That means we are giving permission to every person to make a communication with the two other person. One person on the right hand side, another one person that is on the left hand side. A person cannot talk with the other person of the group. That means we give a permission of talking with only two person which is sitting besides that particular person. Under this particular communication network, there is a no centralization. Why? Because we are giving an equal opportunity or equal chance to everyone to make a communication with the two other person. So this particular communication network follow the decentralization pattern of a communication. So that is about the first one, circle communication network. Now the second one, chain communication network. When we make a communication by following some hierarchy or by following some link of the organization, then it is considered as a chain communication network. This is a diagram of a chain communication network where one person pass a message to second will pass a message to third, and third will pass a message. And in a similar manner, the message will reach to the final person from the first person. In this type of communication network, communication flow in a chain line by using a specific formal channel prepared by an organization. For example, if we just focused on the diagram, then communication happen like A will give information to B, B will give information to C, from C to D, and from D to E. So we are following a specific channel which is prepared by an organization. That's why this network is known as a chain communication network. And this particular network, we are following the concept of a centralization. Why? Because under this particular network, we give authority to only two person to start communication. That is a person A and person E. The person which is in between the channel, that is a B, C or D, are not allowed to start a communication process. So we have given a power to only two person. That's why under this method we are following the decentralization. Next one, the third communication network, that is a will communication network, where we the diagram of a will communication network is like this, where we are giving authority to the main person or a central person to make a communication with all the person of the organization, but the remaining members or remaining person of a network cannot make a communication with each other. They can make communication only with the central person. This particular network is also known as a star network. When four person in a communication is communicate with only fifth person or the central person or the authorized person in the organization, then it is considered as a will communication network. The member generally cannot communicate with each other. They can communicate with only leaders of the group or the authorized person of the organization. For example, if we just focused on the diagram, then B, C, D and E can communicate only with the A, but we have given a full freedom to A to make a communication with everyone, that is a B, C, D and E. Under this particular method, we are follow the highly decentralized pattern of communication, because maximum power is given to only one person, that is a central person or a main authorized person of the organization. So that is the third communication network. Now the last but not least, free flow communication network, where there is a no boundary on a communication which is taken place between the members of the organization. The diagram of a free flow communication is like that, like this, that every person can make a communication with all the other members of the organization. So under this network, every person freely communicate with all the other person in the group. Hence, under this method, we are creating many numbers of channel of communication as much as it is possible. For example, if we just try to understand this diagram, then we can say that A can communicate or discuss with B, C, D and E. Similarly, B can communicate with C, D, E and A. C can communicate with D, E, A and B, and likewise D and E can also make a communication with all other person present in an organization. So under this particular method, there is a complete decentralization which we are implementing in an organization, where there is no restriction on a communication. So that is all about the 4 different communication network. The first point we have seen, that is a circle communication network, where every person can talk with the 2 other person, one on the left hand side, another one that is on the right hand side. Second one we have seen, that is a chain communication network, where we are making a communication in a chain form or a line form. The third we have seen, that is a wheel communication network, where we give authority to the central person to make a communication all the other person of the organization. And last one, that is a free flow communication network, where we give a permission to every person of the organization to make a communication to the rest of the person of the company. So that is all about the different